My beloved, you felt it, haven't you? The trembling beneath your feet. That quiet shifting in the atmosphere you couldn't quite name, but couldn't ignore either. It's as if the ground that once felt steady, safe, familiar, has started to crumble. You've reached out, tried to anchor yourself to what once gave you a sense of control. But even that has begun slipping right through your fingers. There were moments, silent ones, when fear crept in, uninvited. Moments when you wondered, did I miss you, Lord? Was there a turn I shouldn't have taken? You questioned if it was too late to be rescued. I know those thoughts that circle in your mind when the world is quiet. I see the battles no one else sees, the exhaustion behind your smile, the whispered prayers, so faint you barely had the strength to say them. But today I'm speaking to those very places inside you, the ones you hide, the ones even you try to avoid. Don't be afraid. Don't fear the shaking. Don't fear the unraveling of everything you thought you needed to survive. Don't fear what lies ahead in the unknown, because I am right here, in the middle of it all. And I'm not just present. I'm making all things new. You were never meant to build your life on foundations that could collapse. You were never called to anchor your identity to job titles, to broken relationships, to fading applause, or to the fragile approval of people. That's why I'm removing what cannot stay. I'm not punishing you, my child. I'm protecting you. I'm clearing out what you thought was essential, so you can finally stand freely in what is truly eternal. You asked me for more clarity, more purpose, more of me, and this is my answer. Not wrapped in comfort or predictability, but in transformation. I am breaking generational cycles you didn't even realize were binding you. I'm silencing lies that have echoed for decades, even centuries in your family line. I am lifting off the heavy robes of shame, fear, and striving from your shoulders, and I am replacing them with garments of fire and freedom. Yes, freedom. You are standing on the threshold of something completely new. What I am birthing through your life will not resemble anything you've seen before. It won't fit into past molds. It won't look like what others have walked through. You cannot compare the unique path I've carved for you with anyone else's. What I am doing in you is original, wild, miraculous. And yes, it will come at a cost. You will have to lay down control. You will have to leave behind the comfort of broken familiarity. You will have to release the pride of needing to understand every step before you take it. But oh, what you will gain. It will eclipse every sacrifice. You will gain a new mind shaped by truth, a new heart burning with my fire, a new authority in the spirit realm, a new identity carved from heaven. You will see with renewed eyes and walk with a strength you've never known before. I'm not just rearranging what's around you. I am rebuilding you from the inside out. That's why the pressure has felt so intense. That's why you felt misunderstood, mislabeled, even abandoned. I've been stripping away the things that cannot carry you into your calling, peeling back the noise, the clutter, the illusions, so that my voice can rise like a trumpet. Clear and unmistakable. Listen closely. The enemy has tried to make you believe you are losing everything, but the truth is, you are being positioned to receive far more than you ever imagined. The very places where you felt the deepest loss are the exact places where my power is about to break through like never before. I'm not the God of halfway restoration. I'm the God who makes all things new, so now you know, this shaking you felt, it wasn't the end. It was the beginning of transformation. The breaking wasn't punishment, it was preparation. And now, beloved, let me tell you something even deeper. I am not asking you to fully understand this process. I know it doesn't always make sense from where you're standing, but I am asking you to trust me, the one who holds it all, who sees the full picture when you can only see a few scattered pieces. You are not forgotten. You are not cast aside. You are not disqualified by what you've done or what you failed to do. You are chosen, handpicked. You are sealed with a purpose no man can erase. You have been appointed, anointed, and carved by my very own hands for a calling that stretches beyond what your mind can currently grasp. You were made for more than you know. The enemy, oh, he's tried to whisper into your soul, telling you that your mistakes ruined your chance, that your failures disqualified you from my promises. He's tried to twist the truth until it wrapped, like chains around your heart. But today I am breaking those lies. Listen closely. Nothing, not your past, not your wounds, not even your doubts, can undo what I have declared over your life. My word is not fragile. My decree stands firm. It is final. And my gifts, my callings, they are irrevocable. I do not take them back. Even when you were weak, I stood strong. Even when you wandered, I remained faithful. Even in the silence, when you thought I wasn't speaking, I was louder than the storm of fear within you. I have not changed my mind about you. I have not downsized my promises to fit your current condition. I am still the God who finishes what I start. I am still the one who calls what is dead back to life, who turns ashes into beauty and sorrow into songs. So lift your head, my beloved. Shake off the dust of disappointment. Let the weight of shame fall away. It was never meant to rest on your shoulders. You were not created to live hunched beneath the burden of what went wrong. You were created to stand radiant in the light of what is being made right. Right now, I am breathing life into the places inside you that felt beyond hope. I am not just restoring what you lost. I am also restoring what was stolen from you. What was delayed, what was buried in forgetfulness, even the years that seemed wasted. I am redeeming them. The locusts ate, but they did not win. Our harvest is coming from soil that others called barren. Yes, life is springing up from the ruins. This is the hour where tombs become gardens. This is the time where mourning turns into dancing, where captivity collapses under the weight of freedom. I'm not handing you back the broken pieces. I am offering you the fullness of everything I intended for you all along. But remember this, my child. New life never arrives without birth pains. Transformation is not soft or simple. It stretches you. It tears the old. It asks for surrender, not of who you are, but of what you thought you needed to stay safe. And yet none of it has been wasted. Every struggle, every tear, every long night you wrestled in silence, it has all been part of the deeper work I've been doing inside of you. You've been learning to trust me, not what you see, not what you understand, but who I am. You've been learning to hear my voice, not just above the noise, but in the silence, when every other sound faded away. I've been training you in secret places, not for the sake of hiding you, but to prepare you for battles and breakthroughs that will soon be seen in the open, and yes, people will see. Not because you craved recognition, but because I will make my glory undeniable in your life. It won't be your strength they admire, it will be my fingerprints on your story. So don't look down on the quiet years. Don't despise the days that seemed small, hidden, uncelebrated. Every yes you whispered in the dark is about to bloom into something beautiful. Every seed you planted in the dry ground, watered by nothing but faith, will rise into a harvest that will shout of my faithfulness. This has never been about your name being lifted high. This is about my name being glorified through your journey. Even the story the enemy tried to abort. Even the life that shame tried to silence. Even the destiny your fears tried to edit. I'm rewriting it with my own hand. And hear me when I say this. The ending will be greater than the beginning. The laughter that's coming will echo louder than your longest night. The joy on the horizon will run deeper than the sorrow you've endured. You see, the joy that's coming, the breakthrough waiting just ahead, will taste even sweeter because of the battles you've survived to get here. You didn't miss your moment, beloved. You're not too late. What I have prepared for you hasn't been given away. It hasn't expired or been reassigned. It's still yours, reserved with your name on it. No one else can fill your shoes. No one else can carry the mantle that was made to fit only you. No one else can live the life I wove together just for you from the beginning of time. Even the smallest acts of obedience, the ones you thought went unnoticed, moved heaven. Even the moments when your faith felt as fragile as glass, it still shifted things in the unseen. There are breakthroughs in motion right now because of those quiet yeses you whispered in the dark. I saw you. I always saw you even when no one else did. I celebrated victories that never made it into the eyes of others, and I want you to know this, my child. I'm proud of you. I am not ashamed of your process. I'm not shaking my head at your journey. In fact, I've delighted in watching you grow. Yes, even in the stumbles, even in the tears, I've rejoiced when you got up again. Every single step has mattered. Every fall built strength. Every tear became water for the soil of your destiny. So, now you take heart. Breathe deep. Square your shoulders and step forward, not in fear but in confidence, because this is the moment you've been carrying inside for so long. It's not a dream anymore. You're walking into its fulfillment. That shaking you went through, it wasn't your collapse, it was your preparation, the fire that burned around you. It wasn't meant to destroy, it was sent to refine, and that long silence, it wasn't abandonment, it was an invitation, a holy invitation to hear me more clearly, to trust me more deeply, to walk with me more closely than ever before. You are not standing on the edge of disaster. You are standing on the edge of destiny. The invisible foundations have already been laid. The hidden work that no one else could see, it's complete. And now the appointed time has come. Now I am making all things new, and yes, beloved, you will see it with your own eyes. I have seen the weight you've carried. I've felt the pressure that pressed against your faith. Those silent questions, the invisible burdens you carried when no one else noticed. But I was there. I walked with you through the silent seasons. I stayed through the long nights when answers felt a world away. I was never far off in your pain. In fact, I was closer than your next breath, whispering truth into every corner fear tried to claim. You have not disappointed me. You haven't failed me. You are not too much. You're not a burden on my heart. You are the delight of my affection. I didn't choose you because you were perfect, and I will not leave you now just because you feel broken. My love is not fragile. It's not conditional. It never rested on your performance, and it certainly doesn't waver when your emotions do. You are mine, not by accident, by design, not for a moment, but for eternity. Even when you questioned your worth, I reaffirmed it again and again with my unchanging voice. Even when all you could see was weakness, I saw the seeds of greatness I had already planted in you, long before the world ever met you. And when you wanted to hide, when you were ready to give up and retreat, I called you forward. I drew you closer, because I know who you truly are, the version of you that you have barely dared to believe exists. You see, I never measured you by your weakest moments. You are not the sum of your failures. You are not defined by your worst days. You are not trapped by the opinions of others or the labels they tried to attach to your past. You are so much more than what tried to break you. You are my beloved child, called by name, chosen on purpose, equipped with everything you need to walk out the destiny I've spoken over your life. And today I'm inviting you deeper, not because you finally earned your place, but because you've always belonged. I'm leading you into places that require greater trust, not to see how strong you are, but to show you how strong I'm within you. You're stepping into a space where striving is no longer required. The approval you've longed for, the validation you tried so hard to earn, it's already been given. You were never meant to work for love. You were created to live from love, fully known, fully accepted, fully embraced. And so the invitation I offer is not an invitation to perform. It's an invitation into my presence. I'm not asking for more effort. I'm offering more intimacy. I'm not calling you to perfection. I'm calling you closer, to the stillness of my heart, where the noise of striving quiets, and true transformation begins. So trust my voice in this season. Trust the stirring within you, even when the path ahead looks blurry, even when you can't see the full picture yet. Trust me. Trust the doors I choose to close just as much as the ones I open. Trust that I know how to finish what I've started in you. Trust that I am far better at being God than you are at being in control. Your role is not to understand every twist and turn. Your role is to trust the one who authors the map, not to predict every outcome, but to remain faithful in the process. I'm building something in you that no storm can shake. A resilience that doesn't come from willpower, but from surrender. A strength that won't burn out because it's not born from hustle, but from resting in who I am. I am not ashamed of your weakness. I'm not surprised by your questions. I'm not intimidated by your confusion. I don't move away when you're unsure. I move closer. I am the father who runs toward his children, not from them. I am the redeemer who takes what looks shattered and breathes life back into it. I am the author who has not finished writing your story. And even now I am speaking again. Not loudly, not with thunder, but with a whisper, gentle, steady, full of love, come closer. Don't let fear keep you at arm's length. Don't let shame build walls that were never meant to stand between us. I am here. I've always been here. And I'm not going anywhere. What lies ahead for you is not marked by frantic striving, but by resting in my promises. It won't be defined by anxiety, but by trust. Not by running faster, but by walking steadily, led by my spirit, one peaceful step at a time. Because I'm the Good Shepherd. I know every valley you've walked through, and I know the way up to every mountaintop. I'm the comforter who stays with you through the darkest night until the first light breaks through. I'm the Father who rejoices over you with singing, even when your ears can't yet hear the melody. You are my joy, you are my beloved, and the plans I have for you, they are not fragile, they're not floating on chance, they're not teetering on the edge of ruin. My plans for you are as steady and sure as the voice that once spoke stars into existence and still calls each one by name. So come closer, my child. When you can't trace my hand, trust my heart. Even when the road ahead looks foggy, believe in my goodness. Even when everything around you feels uncertain, rest in the one thing that is always certain. I am with you. I have promised it, and I never break my promises. So rest, beloved. Rest. So now, rest. Rest in the unshakable truth of my love. Not a fragile love, not a distant love, but a steadfast, ever-present, soul-anchoring love. Rest in the quiet assurance that I'm not just making things new around you. I'm doing a deeper work within you, in the places no one else sees, where it matters most. I know. You've asked, why the pain? You've wrestled with the questions. You've tried to find meaning, piecing things together like a puzzle, hoping that somewhere in the explanation you'd find comfort. But beloved, hear this now. The pain was never punishment. It was preparation. Take no joy in your suffering, but I have used it to shape you in ways that comfort never could. Pain has a way of stripping off the illusions, those false securities you used to lean on, revealing what could never hold the weight of your destiny. It showed you where your trust had settled, on people, on outcomes, on shifting ground. And, in that revelation, I invited you to rebuild upon something unshakable, the rock that will never fail you. Even my own son, when he walked the earth, was perfected through suffering. Not because he lacked anything, but because suffering produces what ease never can: depth, compassion, authority, a kind of holy strength that doesn't come through applause, but through endurance. And now, you're following in his footsteps, not just in glory, but in perseverance. You're learning how to carry the weight of my presence, not as a burden, but as a sacred trust. You are being shaped to steward promises, real promises, that require character forged in fire, not theory. Yes, there were wounds, but they didn't happen because I had abandoned you. They came even as I was holding you, even as the breaking happened. My arms never let go. There were betrayals I allowed, not to break your spirit, but to build your discernment, so you could hear my voice above the noise of public approval. There were delays, not to frustrate you, but to mature you, to teach you this kingdom truth. That timing is not about urgency, it's about readiness. Every tear you cried, it watered seeds of your future. Every battle you fought, it carved deeper wells I will soon fill with my spirit, and every long night of wrestling, it became an altar, a holy space where one day my glory will descend in ways you never imagined. You've seen pain as something to merely survive, but I see it as the soil, the very soil where your destiny has been planted. Because, beloved, without the breaking of the seed, there can be no new life. Without the crushing of the olive, there can be no oil. Without the pressing of the grape, there can be no wine. And in those hidden places where no eyes were watching, I was at work, shaping you into more than a carrier of blessing. I was shaping you into a vessel of glory. I was enlarging your capacity, not just to endure, but to overflow, to hold joy that doesn't run dry, to carry hope that doesn't crack under pressure, to walk in faith that isn't shaken by delay or disappointment. You thought you were losing, but in truth. You were gaining treasures that can't be taken by time, circumstance, or the enemy's hand. So don't curse the seasons that hurt. Don't despise the road that led you through the valley of shadows, because it was there, in those low places, that you met me in ways the mountaintops could never provide. It was in the breaking that you learned my voice, clear and kind. It was in the sorrow that you found a joy not tied to outcomes. It was in your weakest hour that you encountered a strength. That didn't come from you, but from me. And I have walked every step with you, not from a distance, not like a distant observer, but like a father who's never left your side. A faithful guide, a wounded healer who knows the shape of human grief, and who walks through it with you, carrying you when you couldn't move forward. And now, beloved, as we go even deeper, I want to show you what I've been preparing for this very hour, and how everything you thought was breaking down was actually building something eternal within you. So now you see, your story was never one of defeat. It's a story of overcoming, not a tale of abandonment, but of adoption, deeper and more secure than you ever imagined. You are not defined by your scars. No, beloved, you are marked by my love. The wounds you carry aren't proof of failure. They are evidence of your strength. They show where you stood firm, even when it would have been easier to walk away. They prove you stayed when leaving would have been less painful. They reveal that you believed when doubt tried to pull you under, that you trusted, even when it would have been easier to shut your heart. And now, those very places where you once bled will become the places where others are healed. The anointing resting upon your life, it did not come cheap. It was purchased through the currency of endurance, of perseverance in silence, of faith when you had no explanation. Only my whisper. But I am redeeming it all. Every tear, every battle, every long delay. Nothing was wasted, nothing was forgotten. I have taken each thread, each heartbreak, each delay, each setback, and I have been weaving them into a divine tapestry. One that will proclaim my faithfulness not only in your lifetime, but for generations that come after you. And you, my beloved, you will not simply stand as one who survived. You will rise as a testimony. You will be living proof that I am the God who turns mourning into dancing, sorrow into joy, ashes into beauty. The pain was real, but my promises, they are even more real. And what I've prepared for you on the other side of this refining process will cause your soul to say with joy-filled certainty, it was worth it. Yes, every sleepless night, every silent struggle, every private war no one else knew about, it was worth it, because what you've been sensing, that stirring deep inside your spirit, that quiet shift you feel in the unseen, it's not your imagination, it's the whisper of a new era. Heaven has been moving even when everything around you stood still. Behind the veil, I've been orchestrating, alignment, preparation, positioning, and now I'm pulling back that veil. Now you will see doors open that you didn't even know existed. You'll witness divine alignment so exact, so strategic, that there will be no doubt they came from my hand. Where confusion once ruled, you'll walk in clarity. Where delays seemed endless, acceleration will come like a flood. Where barrenness drained your hope, overflow will rise. Because I'm not simply rearranging your environment, I'm transforming the atmosphere around your life. I've been whispering into the silence of your nights, embedding hope into your spirit, even when your mind couldn't fully understand it. But now I'm raising the volume. Now I'm increasing the signs. I'm amplifying the evidence for those with eyes to see and ears to hear. So watch carefully, listen attentively, because what once felt random, even meaningless, will suddenly snap into place with divine clarity. Conversations will confirm what I've already whispered in secret. Opportunities will rise like waves you didn't see coming. Resources will appear from places no one expected. My hand will be unmistakable, and those very areas where you only saw locked doors and dead ends, they will become corridors of destiny. And now, beloved, as destiny draws near, I am bringing divine realignments. Some connections will quietly fade. No warnings, no explanations, not to punish you, but to preserve you. Some opportunities will dry up, not as rejection but as redirection, because I am clearing the path for what truly belongs in your next chapter. Don't cling to what I'm removing. Don't mourn what was only meant to last. For a season, trust the pruning. It's not subtraction, it's preparation. It's making room for the abundance that's coming. You've been faithful with little. Now I am trusting you with much. The tables are turning. The season of hiddenness, those long quiet years when no one saw your faithfulness, is giving way to a season of manifestation. The prayers you sowed with tears, you will soon reap them with shouts of joy and signs. Oh yes, signs will follow you, not because you chased them, but because my presence is with you. Signs of my favor, signs of my promises unfolding right before your eyes. Dreams that once felt far off, distant, unreachable, will begin to stir. Again, ideas you once labeled impossible will gain sudden traction. Gifts inside you that had been buried, ignored, or forgotten. They will ignite with fresh fire. Where there was once struggle, there will now be divine ease. Where you once knocked without answers, doors will begin to open with grace. Not because you forced them, not because you manipulated outcomes, but because you're now walking in rhythm with me. No striving, just trusting, just step by step. With me. What I've started, I will complete. And hear this clearly. The signs of this new season will not be chaos, confusion, or pressure. They will be marked by peace. My peace will be the umpire of your heart. When you feel that peace settle on a decision, trust it. When my peace begins to lift, pause, wait, seek me again, because I'm not just teaching you how to move, I'm teaching you how to discern. Not every open door is from me, but the ones I open. Oh, they'll be unmistakable. They'll carry the fragrance of heaven. They'll bear the weight of my glory. They won't feel rushed or forced. They'll feel right. I'm not the God of halfway blessings. I'm not a father who dangles promises, just out of reach. No, I fulfill what I say. I complete what I begin. Every word I've spoken over your life has been soaked in my faithfulness. I haven't forgotten a single one. I haven't overlooked a single prayer, even when you couldn't see me moving. I was. Even in silence, I was aligning heaven with earth. And now, the movements of heaven will break into your reality in ways that cannot be denied. So don't fear the unfamiliar. Don't resist the new wine I'm pouring into your life. Embrace the stretching. It's making room for more than you ever imagined. Lift your eyes and see, the fields are white, ready for harvest. The time you've been prepared for is now. What I've hidden in secret, I'm bringing into the light. What once seemed invisible, unreachable, even too far gone, will now stand right before your eyes, and you will know, beyond the shadow of a doubt, the Lord has done this. Now that I've set the door before you, my child, I am calling you to walk through it, not with hesitation, not with half-hearted hope, but with unwavering trust, because faith, true faith, isn't just believing when all the evidence aligns. It's not about seeing clearly before stepping forward. Faith is choosing to move, especially when everything around you tells you to stay where it's safe, where it's familiar. I am inviting you into a lifestyle of faith, not a single leap, not an emotional high, but a daily steady walk, where each step becomes an act of worship. Each decision becomes a bold declaration that says, I believe His word more than I believe my fears. This isn't about striving to prove anything to me. This is about aligning your heart with my rhythm. It's about tuning your ear to my whisper in the middle of the world's chaos and responding with obedience, even before the outcome is clear. You can't carry this new season on the emotional waves of yesterday, and you won't sustain this new territory with the old mindsets you once relied on. That's why, in this hour, I am teaching you to be deliberate with your focus. Guard your heart. It's the source of your life. Guard your thoughts. They are the seeds that grow into your future. Don't fix your eyes on the swirling circumstances. Fix your gaze on me, the author and the finisher of your faith. When anxiety tries to rise, don't try to fight it alone. Bring it to me, in prayer, in honesty, in surrender. When your mind feels clouded with confusion, don't run toward fast solutions shaped by fear. Pause. Seek my wisdom. Never intended for you to navigate this new season alone. I'm offering to walk it with you, every single step, to counsel you by my Spirit, to steady you with my hand. So begin your days with me, before you reach for your phone, before you open your calendar. Reach for my presence. Let my words be the first to shape your morning, not the world's opinions or demands. Let my Spirit be the first voice you lean into, before 100 others try to grab your attention. I'm not asking for grand rituals or lengthy religious routines. I'm asking for something real. I'm asking for communion, because even 5 minutes, just 5 surrendered minutes, can align your entire day more than hours spent striving in your own strength. In this season, it won't be perfection that marks your life. It will be consistency, not perfection, but consistent return. Consistently choosing me above the noise, consistently surrendering even when it feels small, consistently trusting even when you're tired. Don't despise the beginnings that feel insignificant. The small acts of obedience you take in faith today, they're not forgotten. They're becoming foundation stones for greater things I'm building through you. So choose to forgive. Even when your heart feels justified in holding on to the pain, choose to speak life. Even when your emotions want to lash out, choose to believe the best. Even when suspicion tempts your mind to wander, every choice matters. Every time you align with my Spirit instead of reacting from your flesh, you are building strength within. You are forming the character needed to carry the weight of the promises I'm placing into your hands. And now, beloved, as you learn to walk in this rhythm, let me show you how each small choice is unlocking doors you didn't even know were waiting, how obedience in the unseen is birthing fruit beyond imagination. And now, beloved, as you step forward into all that I've prepared, know this: sensitivity to my Spirit will be your guide. There will be moments when the path ahead looks clear, when every sign by human logic says, go. But in those moments I may whisper, wait, honor that prompting. Don't lean on what you can see, lean on me. Trust my timing above your understanding. Not every open invitation is from me. Some things will look good, but they're not God-ordained, and that's why I'm drawing you even closer to my heart, so you'll be able to discern the difference. You see, this next season isn't just about what you're doing, it's about how closely you're walking with me. There will be battles, but your greatest weapon won't always be louder prayers. Sometimes it will be quieter trust. This is a season where peace becomes your compass and obedience becomes your strategy. Remember this, beloved. You were never called to walk by sight. You were always called to walk by faith. But faith isn't blind. Faith sees clearly, through the lens of my promises, not the limitations of your circumstances. Faith doesn't ignore the obstacle. Faith sees it for what it is, an opportunity, a platform for my glory to be revealed. And yes, as you step into new ground, you'll feel resistance. Don't let that discourage you. Don't mistake resistance for a closed door, because often your greatest opposition comes right before your greatest breakthrough. So press in, persevere. Speak my word over your life, even when your emotions try to tell a different story. Worship while you wait. Praise through the pressing. Keep your heart soft and your spirit steady, because I'm not just training you to experience a breakthrough, I'm equipping you to sustain it. This isn't about a flash of victory. This is about a lifetime of overcoming, and it all begins with small, faithful steps. One act of obedience at a time, one surrendered decision at a time, one quiet whisper of trust that drowns out the roar of doubt. You're not building this alone. We're building this together. And what we're building, you and I, cannot be shaken. Now listen carefully. My child, you've carried names that I never gave you. You've worn garments of shame, insecurity, rejection, and fear, believing somewhere deep inside that maybe they belong to you. But today, I am removing them. I'm stripping off every false identity, every distorted label, every broken name that life, people, and the enemy tried to fasten to your soul, because you are not what happened to you. You are not the failures you've endured. You are not the mistakes you regret. You are not the wounds you carry. You are mine. And who you are, your truest identity, is rooted not in your experiences, but in my eternal word, spoken over your life. I call you chosen. I call you beloved. I call you redeemed. I call you victorious. You have been sealed with my Spirit, marked with my promises, anointed with purpose that no man, no failure, no force of darkness can revoke. Beloved, you were formed with intention. You were crafted with care. You were breathed into existence by the same hands that flung stars into the sky and told the oceans where to stop. And every lie, every single lie that told you otherwise, that said you were not enough, that whispered you were forgotten, that convinced you that you were inadequate. All of it is breaking now, under the weight of my truth, because I have never once looked at you through the lens of your flaws. I have never once defined you by your shortcomings. I've always seen you through the perfect lens of Christ's finished work. When I look at you, I don't see failure. I see righteousness. I see strength. I see beauty. I see a future, a hope, and a destiny fulfilled. But you've allowed your worth to be measured by things that shift and shake, by the unstable opinions of people, by the circumstances that rise and fall with every passing day. Yet your value, it was set in stone long before the world began. And it was sealed for eternity on the cross. Nothing you do can erase it. Nothing you face can cancel it. Nothing you feel can alter it. You are treasured beyond comprehension, loved beyond measure, guarded in ways you've never fully understood. I have placed my seal upon you, and I will not allow the voices of your past to dictate the story of your future. Today I am silencing the accusations. Today I am breaking the chains of comparison, of self-condemnation, of that quiet, heavy fear that says, I'm not enough. Today I'm restoring the song of confidence within you, a bold, steady, unshakable assurance that you are who I say you are. There's a strength inside you that has yet to be fully seen, but it's there, and soon it will rise. There's a fire I've placed deep within you, and no trial, no intimidation, no pressure will quench it. You will walk, not in fear, not in hesitation, but in authority. You will speak, not striving for validation, but from the certainty of identity. You will move, not in reaction to fear, but in response to the leading of my Spirit. You are not a survivor scraping through the ruins. You are not defined by what you've had to endure. You are a son, you are a daughter, you are a carrier of glory, an heir to promises that are yes and amen in me. The insecurity that once held you back, that voice that once made you shrink down, it's being dismantled by one thing, the revelation of my presence within you. So lift your head, straighten your shoulders. You are not a prisoner of what was. You are a pioneer of what will be. You are not defined by the wilderness you've walked through. You are defined by the promised land you are now stepping into. You are not the sum of your battles. You are the living testimony of my victory, manifest in flesh and blood. I am restoring your sight. You will begin to see yourself as I have always seen you, whole, radiant, courageous, destined. And now, I am placing a new robe upon your shoulders, the robe of my favor. And I am placing a ring upon your finger, the seal of my authority. And now, my child, I am commissioning you. I am calling you to step boldly into everything I've prepared, no longer held back by the chains of yesterday, no longer hindered by what was. Receive this restoration. Let it sink deep, deeper than fear, deeper than shame, deeper than the old lies that tried to script your story. Let my truth take root. Let it rewrite the inner narrative that once held you captive. Let it silence, once and for all, every whisper that told you, you're not enough. You are not who the world said you were. You are not who your failures tried to shape you into. You are not the bruises, the breakdowns, or the breaking points. You are who I say you are, and I call you free. I call you whole. I call you mighty. I call you mine, beloved. As you walk into this new season, remember this. Your ability to walk in the fullness of what I've prepared for you will never come from your strength. It will come from your connection to my heart. So I'm inviting you, right here, right now, into deeper intimacy with me. Not into obligation, not into spiritual performance, but into rhythms of communion built not on duty, but on desire. Make room for me. Let me into the sacred spaces of your everyday life. Let prayer become like breath, the atmosphere in which you live. Not just a checklist of requests, but a constant conversation with the one who knows you better than you know yourself. Talk to me in the early hours, when the world is still and your heart is soft. Listen for my voice in your ordinary moments, while walking, working, waiting. Keep your heart open to my whispers, because I'm not a distant observer. I'm a father who delights in the details, a shepherd who walks closely with his child. Anchor yourself in my word. Let Scripture become your daily bread, the food that nourishes your spirit. Let it be the light that guides your path and the sword that protects your mind from the lies of the enemy. Don't approach my word as a ritual. Approach it as an encounter. Step into it as if stepping into conversation with me, because I am there, breathing fresh life into ancient truth. Come with expectation, not with a checkbox, but with a thirst to draw from the living well, because in those pages you'll find strategies for your battles, answers for your questions, and comfort for the weariness your heart has been carrying. Let my voice through Scripture be louder, louder than the culture, louder than your fears, louder than your doubts, and guard your attitude, because attitude is the posture of your heart before me. Walk in humility, knowing that every good thing you carry comes from my hand. Walk in gratitude, not just for what you've already received, but for what you have yet to see. Gratitude will keep your heart soft. It will keep your vision clear. Bitterness will cloud your eyes, but gratitude will sharpen your sight. Even when the days feel heavy, lift up a sacrifice of praise, because praise breaks chains you can't see. Praise shifts atmospheres you don't even know you're carrying. So now, my child, as you walk clothed in my favor, ringed with my authority and restored to your true identity, let me show you how to live from that place, with eyes wide open and a heart anchored in expectancy. Carry an attitude of expectancy, not entitlement. Expect me to move, not because you've earned it, but because you've come to know who I am. Expect to witness my goodness even when circumstances push back. Expect promises to be fulfilled, not because of chance, but because my word never returns void. Stay teachable, remain flexible. Like soft clay in the hands of the potter, allow me to shape you. There will be moments when I stretch you beyond comfort, but not beyond grace. Moments when I'll invite you to trust me in ways you've never had to before. Don't resist the stretch, because in that stretching, I'm enlarging your capacity to carry greater glory. Stay in a posture of yieldedness, willing to be led, even when the way ahead is unfamiliar. When understanding fails, don't default to your logic. Lean into my wisdom. When you feel weak, don't strive to conjure strength. Lean into mine. And in the chaos of this world, where noise is constant and busyness is worshipped, cultivate stillness. Make space for me, not just in the margins of your schedule, but at the center of your soul. You will hear me most clearly, not in the rush, but in the quiet. You will sense my leading, not in the frenzy, but in the calm surrender of a yielded heart. So slow down. Sit with me, without an agenda. Linger, without rushing. Worship, not to achieve a result, but to simply be with me. Because it is in these moments that I'll begin to reveal blueprints for your future, strategies for the days ahead. I'll unlock mysteries you've long carried in your spirit but didn't know how to interpret. I'll breathe fresh life into areas that felt dry, dormant, even dead. And as you walk forward, choose wisely who surrounds you. Build community that sharpens your faith, not dulls it. Listen to voices that point you back to me, not ones that cloud your vision or confuse your convictions. You were never created to do this alone. The battles ahead will require the encouragement of others, people who carry my spirit, who speak my truth. So don't isolate in fear, and don't retreat into pride. Open your life, but discern carefully who you allow into the sacred inner chambers of your heart. Because above all else, remember, intimacy with me is the source of your authority. It's not your knowledge, it's not your talent, it's not your charisma. It's how near you are to me. It's how sensitive you are to my spirit. It's how deeply you trust my voice. As you seek me first, all other things will fall into place. As you prioritize my presence above every demand, you'll walk through doors you never had to force open. You'll carry peace into chaos. You'll move with a confidence that isn't your own, but one that flows from the certainty of being led by your shepherd. This, my child, is the foundation I'm laying in you, a life anchored in intimacy, sustained by surrender and marked by unshakable faith. Build upon it, daily. Let your roots grow deep, and when the storms come, you will not be shaken. Not because of your strength, but because you are rooted in mine, the one who called you, who keeps you, and who will finish everything he began. And so, my child, as your life begins to align with the rhythms of my spirit, I want you to know, the shift you've been praying for, it's no longer a distant hope. It's not on the horizon. It's already in motion. Those prayers you whispered in the dark, the ones you feared heaven might have missed, they were never forgotten. I collected everyone. They have filled the bowls of heaven, and now they are tipping. The season of waiting is cracking open under the weight of fulfillment. Can you feel it? The winds have already shifted, and that stirring in your spirit, that holy unrest, that rising expectancy, it is not random. It is not emotional. It is evidence. Evidence that manifestation is near. You are not at the edge of another cycle of heartbreak. You are standing at the threshold of divine appointment. This is what I do. I make a way where there is no way. I open doors no human hand could touch, and I close the ones that were never meant to carry you forward. This is the moment when prayers become reality, when promises, once whispered, become undeniable encounters. So watch carefully, because in the coming days the signs will increase. You will hear confirmations in conversations you didn't plan. You'll see glimpses, small but unmistakable, of what I have been preparing behind the veil. Pay attention. Pay attention to the alignments I'm setting up, to the sudden peace that will settle on decisions that used to torment you. My spirit is marking your steps with precision. This is not the time to shrink back, not the time to second-guess what I've planted inside you. Step forward with holy confidence, knowing that what you're walking into was sealed by my own hand. And yes, there will be sudden shifts. Situations that felt immovable, unchangeable, will suddenly turn. Battles you fought for years will suddenly break. Doors that stayed shut no matter how hard you knocked will swing wide on their own. And those relationships that drained you, distracted you, distorted your focus, they will fall away without a fight, because I'm making room for new doors of influence, of provision, of purpose, and they will open so naturally you will have no doubt it was me. So prepare your heart, beloved, not for survival but for overflow. Prepare not for more striving, but for living in the fulfillment of promises you once only dared to hope for. And don't be surprised when it comes fast. I know you've been conditioned to expect delay. Disappointment tried to train you for denial, but this time is different. This time is marked by my timing, not by human limitation. What took others years will unfold in moments for you, not because you are better, but because you are positioned. You let me do the deep, hidden work. You surrendered when it would have been easier to hold on. You obeyed, even when it cost you everything. And now I'm honoring that posture with open heavens. There will be moments when it may feel overwhelming, not from the weight of pressure, but from the magnitude of my blessing. So stay grounded, stay surrendered, stay available. I am not pouring out increase for your comfort, but for my kingdom. Steward it well. Hold my gifts with open hands, always willing to release or multiply according to my leading, because you, my child, you will carry my presence into places that have long been dry and barren. And as this river begins to overflow, let me now reveal the purpose behind the blessing, the reason you've been entrusted with more, and what I will now do through you, not just for you. My child, as you stand in this moment of divine alignment, I declare over you, you will be a vessel through which healing flows like a gentle stream, a vessel through which hope rises again in the hearts of the broken, a vessel through which restoration will move freely, without effort like breath. This is not just your moment to receive, it is your moment to testify. The Lord has done this, and it is marvelous in my eyes. You will see promises, those ones that once felt impossible, begin to manifest, not far off, not someday, but now, here, in your very hands. You will walk through answered prayers so complete, so rich in my faithfulness, that the ache of waiting will dissolve like mist in morning light. And this will not come through your might, not through striving or strength. It will come by my Spirit alone, because the time, your appointed time, to be favored has come. Not coming soon. Not if you behave. It is here. So hold nothing back from me. Move with boldness. Dream with me without limitation. Trust me without fear. The change you've hoped for isn't on its way. It has arrived. Open your eyes. Open your heart. Receive the newness I've been preparing. Even the best you've dared to imagine, it's still only a glimpse, a faint outline of what I am about to unfold before you. My child, even now my Spirit is drawing near. Not with condemnation, not with accusation, but with a tenderness deeper than any wound you've ever carried. I'm not standing far off waiting for you to get it right. I'm not at a distance waiting for you to climb your way back. No, I'm stepping into the very rooms of your heart you've tried to keep locked, the places you thought were too messy, too broken, too painful. But hear me, there is no fear in my love, there is no shame in my embrace. So bring me your pieces, bring me your unfinished stories, bring me the fears you've never said out loud and the regrets you've hidden even from yourself. I am not afraid of your humanity. I'm not surprised by your weakness. I don't pull away, I draw near. I come as a healer, I come as a comforter. I come as the breath of life, to revive what you thought was long gone. Let me touch the places no hand has ever reached. Let me breathe life into the dreams you buried beneath the rubble of disappointment. Let me awaken hope in the places where numbness became normal. You don't have to strive for worthiness. You don't have to earn this. You only need to be willing. Open the doors you've kept locked, doors you feared would expose too much. Open the wounds you tried to bandage alone. I did not come to shame you for your scars. I came to sanctify them. I do not come to erase your story. I come to redeem it so completely, so fully, that the very places which once brought pain will now carry testimony. So now receive my Spirit, not as an idea, not as a concept, but as a tangible, weighty presence. Feel it, the heaviness lifting, the fear snapping, the despair losing its grip. Feel the river of living water rising within you, washing away the residue of old battles, cleansing the dust of former seasons, refreshing dry places you forgot were even there. I am not offering you a spiritual patch. I'm not here to give you temporary relief. I am offering full renewal. I am making you whole from the inside out. And, my child, you will not leave this encounter the same. And now, my child, you will not move forward carrying the same heaviness that once tried to define you. No longer will sorrow be your shadow. No longer will weariness weigh on your shoulders. Because I am exchanging your ashes for beauty, your mourning for dancing, your despair for a garment of praise. Let my Spirit minister to the places words have never reached. Let my peace rule where anxiety once had a throne. Let my love flourish in the soil where bitterness once tried to take root. Where fear once built walls around your heart, my joy will burst forth, like rivers breaking through a desert. I'm not just healing what was wounded, I'm restoring what was stolen. I'm returning to you the years you thought were lost. I'm redeeming the moments you believed were wasted. There is nothing beyond my ability to renew. Nothing is too broken for my touch, and as you yield, you will feel my presence intensify, not to overwhelm you, but to breathe life into every corner of your being. My Spirit will begin to guide your thoughts. It will realign your desires. It will sharpen your vision. You will begin to think differently, because you'll begin to see differently. You'll desire differently, because your heart will beat in rhythm with mine. This is not self-help. This is not behavior tweaking. This is transformation. This is resurrection. This is life flowing through you, changing you from glory to glory. Beloved, you were not created to live dry and depleted. You were designed to overflow. So I am filling you now with fresh oil, with fresh fire, with fresh clarity, with fresh strength. You are not being restored to who you used to be before the pain. You are being raised into something far greater than you've ever known. You're not just being equipped to survive. You're being equipped to thrive. Not just to be healed, but to heal others. Not just to walk in freedom, but to lead others into it. So take this moment now. Breathe me in deeply. Let my spirit rest upon you. Let my love saturate you. Not just on the surface, but down to the very marrow of who you are. You are not alone. You are not abandoned. You are embraced by a love that never weakens, held by a grace that never runs dry, accompanied by a spirit who never leaves you the same. The transformation has begun, and it will not be reversed. What I have started, I will finish. The old truly has passed away, and behold, I am making all things new. You are not stepping into recycled days. You are walking into a completely unprecedented unfolding of my promises. You are not stepping in weakness. You are stepping in power. Not in fear, but in faith. Not in striving, but in sonship. Every seed you sowed in secret, it will now bear visible fruit. Every prayer whispered in the dark will now resound in fulfillment. Every unseen sacrifice now shines beneath the light of my favor. You did not labor in vain. You did not endure for nothing. I saw it all. And now I am rewarding your faithfulness with a harvest beyond what you even dared to imagine. So go now, clothed in new authority, carrying the fragrance of my spirit, moving not into uncertainty but into a future sealed by my hand. Move without fear, for I go before you and I come behind you. Speak without hesitation, for my words are in your mouth. Love without reservation, for you carry the very heartbeat of heaven. You are a living testimony that I am faithful. You are walking evidence that my promises do not fail. So rise, beloved, step forward. The waiting is over. The new has come and it bears my signature. You are ready, because I have made you ready. You are equipped, because I have equipped you. You are chosen. You are appointed. You are anointed for such a time as this. And nothing will stand against what I have established. No weapon formed against you will prosper. Every tongue that rises against you, you will silence. This is your heritage as my servant. This is your portion as my beloved. So move forward with boldness. Move forward with expectation. Move forward with joy. I am with you, I am for you, I am moving through you. And what you are about to walk into will leave you breathless, hands lifted in awe, declaring from the depths of your soul, "The Lord has done this, and it is marvelous in our eyes." Amen. Now, my child, if this word has awakened something inside of you, don't keep it silent. Share it, release what I've poured into you, and watch it multiply. Stay near my voice. Stay anchored in my presence. And move forward in boldness. I am with you, and through you I will awaken many.